Good morning, guys. This is David from Busy Bee Farms, and we are coming out this morning just to kind of take a look at the garden. And we always start out in the mornings by taking care of the animals. And this is Miss Annabelle, and I think Olivia has taken one of your comments and suggested Thumper for the other one, because she likes to beat her foot on the cage.
Yes, you're pretty good.
So my brother, he is my biggest person to give me constructive criticism, which I appreciate because it helps me to do better. And he sent me a camera that he had. It's a Canon Rebel T3, and he wants me to give it a shot and see if I can learn how to use this camera and if it does better. So this video is being done on that camera, and we'll see if we can make anything out of it. So these are our rabbits that try to get you guys closer. And we feed them first thing in the mornings, and they really like their food. They like for us to come out. They get so excited they'll run and jump and bounce in this cage that I've made for them. So those are our girls. So you girls have a good day. And next we go over and we take care of the rabbits. The rabbits. Whew. It's early, guys. It's been a long week. We come over and take care of the layers. Why, good morning, girls. Good morning, girls. We give them bread. They love the bread. Good morning, girls. Solar's already changed out their water and gave them some bread. And then we've got our two escapees over here, quackers. They were originally raised with the chicks and up here in this chicken pen. So every time we let them out, they try to come back. But the problem is they want to be ugly to our girls, and we were hoping to get female ducks to lay eggs, and we ended up with two boys. So you know what happens with boys. They were not nice to our girls. So here's our tomatoes. I'll get this thing set up. I gotta learn how to use this camera, guys. So bear with me. But let's go down here so I don't get shocked. So for anybody that's not seen our fencing, this is the Premier One chicken or poultry netting, and it is fabulous. I've got it put up here right now to try to keep the groundhogs and rabbits, wild rabbits, things like that out of my garden space. So here you can see some of our tomatoes are starting to ripen. Our tomatoes are just starting to come in. We are in Middle Tennessee, and we have had tons of rain. Tons of rain. So the what you're seeing is in between our rows we have the woven ground cover, and which is fabulous. We've not had to fight the weeds. And then we have our rows are, what do we say these are, Laura? 45 feet roughly? Roughly 45 feet, and we've got cattle panels on T-post for our trellis of our tomato plants. We are on a hillside here. Well, not a hillside, but we're on a good slope. Try to show you these tomatoes.
These are celebrities.
Okay.
So they're a hybrid tomato.
So tell us your thoughts on, now that we're in the middle of our growing season, what do you like about each of these tomatoes? And what do you not like, and which ones will we do again, and which ones will we choose not to do?
Well, the Jetstar Celebrity are the ones that we did last year that really produced the best. And again, this year, they are the ones that have been producing the best. To my right over here are Abe Lincoln tomatoes, which I had never grown before, just thought I would try them out. They have grown really tall. They're very healthy looking plants. However, they've not really yielded.
So guys, these trellises are about 6.5 foot tall, and you can see the plants here are about a foot or so above them. And they've got a couple of tomatoes on them, but for the amount of plant that's here, there's not very many tomatoes. And here's our beans that we tried to plant up here that the wild rabbits have just been eaten up.
I've got to get the BT, because look, there's the worms eating my tomato.
Yep. So what Laura's telling you is about the worms. We didn't catch this worm, but this worm is just ate up one of the only tomatoes that are on these Abe Lincolns.
Yes.
So the Abe Lincolns have really not produced the tomatoes for us.
No.
Just pick it off and give it to the chickens. They'll take care of the worms. So we probably will not do the Abe Lincolns again. They're beautiful plants. They're really big, but unless they start just really producing something, there's probably our biggest batch of tomatoes on this entire 45-foot row. There's 3 here and 4 up here, that little cluster, but they're not very big. They're a small tomato. We turn right around to our celebrities, and
just about every plant.
Yeah, just about every single plant has tomatoes on it. They're not as tall. They're up about 6 foot. This one here is just a little bit above it, but you know, they're still putting on blooms. And we are using these little plastic clips that we got off of Amazon. The first batch we got was really good, and now this second batch, a couple of them, the clip part has been broke off of. So we're considering maybe trying something different, but this is the way that they work. We just clip the plant around the trellis, and it helps to hold it up there just like this. Bring it around and you just clip it. And then if you need to undo it, you can just unclip it and redo it. But these tomatoes
Like
are
you
the
can see
celebrity.
this group right here, like this one's
You can
a pretty
see,
big one.
right.
and
You can see how
look
big
pretty
of a
healthy, so-
tomato is. It's not ripe ready yet, ready to go, but it's definitely gonna have a home back in our garden space. Because you can see, I mean, this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tomatoes on the one plant. So, and these are big enough that you can actually eat them. I mean, just check that out, guys. We're very happy with these. We're very happy with the trellis system that we invested in this year. Last year we tried to use just regular wire, and
this cluster, right?
the wire did not do as good. It done good. I will not say it didn't do a good job. It's better than nothing. However, it leaned over too much, and it was just not as stout as what Laura wanted. So this year we invested in this. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of tomatoes. And out of that, I want to say there's 3 panels per row, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T-posts. So we've got about $500 in the trellising here, and it was really worth it.
Jet Stars, because they're a really good tomato too.
Okay, can I do the peppers here as we're coming down? These are our Natto Pinos, and you can see
Harvested once off of them, so
she's harvested once, and you can see that they are just really doing well. And then halfway down the row they turn to jalapenos.
yeah, and those are Craig's Grande jalapenos.
Greg's Grande. There's that celebrity red tomato. I'm so excited for Laura to start making salsa. So you can see, is it here or there that it starts?
Where that white steak is,
Okay.
is the marker.
The white steak.
Yeah, where it
Okay,
divides
okay, right here.
them. Yeah,
All right.
where it divides them.
So right here, guys, is our Natto Pinos, and then from here starts the, what'd you call them, Craig's
Grande jalapenos.
Grande
Yes.
jalapenos
From Baker Creek.
from Baker Creek. And these, as you can see, they are just loaded down with jalapenos, and she has picked these already also. So you can see they're just, as you go up through there, they're just peppers everywhere. So what is that row, Laura?
This row right here are my Jet Star tomatoes.
The Jet Stars. They definitely have a home back in our tomato patch. They do just wonderful. Look at the size of that tomato. And there's 4, 3 of them are
right there.
ripened.
And then this one down here is about ready to pick. Might need a little bit more, but
Look at the size of that tomato.
yep, it's bigger than my hand.
Yes. And they're doing really, really well.
And we've
And
not
you can see
fertilized them other than just the rabbit manure when we planted them. That's the only fertilizer they've had at this point. We could do more, we just haven't.
this one fell off. This little one. Do you want to keep this little green one that fell off, or do you want to give it to the girls? Give it to the girls. They get a special treat this morning. So here you go, girls. I got watermelon rind yesterday. Now, what was this one? He's not doing so good.
It's dying out. That was a free seed from Baker Creek. It was a tomato, yellow pear.
A yellow pear from Baker Creek. It was a free seed, she said, if you couldn't hear. So, now we're on the next row. Jet Stars on this side. And these are Cherokee Purples.
Yes. And this one was like one of those fasciated tomatoes where there was two that grew together. And it's kind of yucky looking right there, but nothing's on it right now, so I'm leaving it alone. But if you'll look at these right here, this one's pretty big as a,
what would you say?
that's a Cherokee Purple.
6 to 8 inches?
No,
No?
no.
5, 6?
Five, maybe 5 inches. So those are the Cherokee Purples. They're a good tomato. They ripen and get soft really quickly, so you have to eat them pretty quickly. But they have a good taste.
And in the center of the row is our bell peppers.
Yeah, and
They didn't do as good.
I grew a bunch of bell peppers from seed, and they kind of all died when we transplanted them. I had even had them out. I hardened them off and everything, but we had a crazy beginning of the spring where we had a late
super
frost
wet.
and everything, and so I'm
Late
not
frost,
sure exactly
super
what
wet.
happened. But we had to end up buying these plants that you see here, and these are supposed to be a purple bell pepper, and then the ones that way, David, are just a sweet bell pepper, sweet green bell pepper.
The Cherokee Purple, they tend to be all gnarly looking.
Well, they're an heirloom, so they have the chance to kind of that ability to look like that. But
So
some of these are ephaciated, and that's the reason why.
I think
Now,
next
these up
year we're
here-
going to choose not to do them.
These up here are a Bonnie's Best. I had heard about them on the Stivers channel, and just wanted to grow them. They said that they absolutely love those, and so I thought I would grow them and see. And I mean, like right here, those are very pretty. They've not turned, but they're a good size.
They've not ripened yet. You can see on our peppers, we do have some bell peppers in there. There's a good one down there.
Yeah, there's a few down here. That's good.
And Laura's done a fabulous job of keeping the tomatoes trellised up and clipped up. She stays out here a lot. So as we were saying, this week's just been crazy.
Yeah, this week was our daughter's birthday.
Olivia's birthday.
Well, and
Yep.
our kiddos start school next week, and so we've been doing a lot of back to school, getting ready for that. They start next week. They are returning back to the classroom setting, and that's just where they've always gone.
To begin with.
So we are going to see how that goes.
Go around you.
They're excited about going back to school, which is a first for them. They don't really like going to school, but
So this row over here gets into our
paste tomatoes.
paste tomatoes.
This row is an Amish paste
We need
tomato.
to clip these up.
Well, I was going to yesterday, however, they naturally fall that way.
Okay,
So I
as
tried-
long as they don't break over.
Yeah, and the fact is that they're on the ground cover, so I'm gonna hopefully hope that they're okay that way.
And here we gotta get these clipped up.
Yes, I ran out of clips yesterday when I was out here.
Uh-oh. You can see they are just starting to turn, and these are some big ones.
Yeah, these are the Amish paste tomatoes.
They're bigger than what I grew up with, Roma's, which is our next row. And then, what do we have in the center?
Those are Serrano peppers.
Serrano peppers.
Again, I grew some of those from seed, but they died off, so then I had to buy some. We're gonna
So these I think are probably Bonnie's Best plants from Co-op, because what didn't die when we transplanted, the rabbits ate. So that's why we've got our fencing up, to try to help keep the critters out. So on top of it being just a crazy week as far as preparing for Olivia's sleepover, I've been working all week, of course, and then I'm a volunteer instructor for the TWRA, so I teach boater education, and I do the testing for our county. And so we're going down this road. We got cucumbers to our left, and these are a bunch of cucumbers that over ripened. They're just
we did not have the time to come out here, unfortunately.
We ran out of time. And these are going to go to the girls, but they got so much in there already that we're giving them a little bit at a time. So now our cucumbers, we did use the cattle panel fencing to try to hold them up, and it's not, you can see how it kind of, not cattle panel, cattle wire.
Yes, there you go.
It kind of leans over. So, and in the middle are our aromas, and Laura's going to make salsa out of these. Now the cucumbers here, this row is
the Boston pickling cucumbers,
which Laura does pickles, which I am so thankful for. They're so good. Ow. Set you down just a second. Okay. So, sorry I had to pick that one off and throw it to the girls. So, the Romas we did not trellis because as I was growing up, Granddaddy made us do tobacco, and we would do 8 rows of tobacco and a row of Romas. And the reason for that was when we went down the row of Romas, then the boom sprayer on the back of the tractor would reach over 4 rows each side, and Granny could spray the tobacco. So the row of Romas gave us a place to plant the tomatoes and to be able to spray the tobacco. So we didn't trellis nothing. You can see they're putting on more little ones here, and their blooms just everywhere. So we're very happy with these. They keep a really good crunch and just do really well. Now this row of cucumbers, as you can see, there's a bunch of them in there. These are a straight 8, aren't they?
No, those are Eureka.
Eureka. Eurekas. Alright, I'm going to try to step over this without getting into the electric fence that is on. Well, that would be an electrifying experience. Or stepping on our plant. Alright, so there's a ton of cucumbers here. And then this row is our zipper cream peas.
Yes.
That Laura wanted to plant. There's a snap trap for that rabbit.
There's a fellow in our church who gave me these seeds.
Yep, man in our
The reason
church.
they're called zipper creams is because when when they actually get ready to harvest them after they dry off, the pod is supposed to open up very, very quickly, just like a zipper. Soup. And then you can shell it out. So.
And as you can see, these are loaded. We tried to do white beans over here, but if you can see right here,
did not germinate too well. These were
that's
black.
The
Beans.
left behinds of a rabbit.
And the rabbit, well, they germinated. I'm sorry. Yeah, the rabbit.
And the rabbit is, you can see all the holes in our fabric. We had all these planted, and the rabbit is just having himself a field day out here.
So we're good to have this right here going so that maybe he won't get them.
I'm trying to get out of the light, guys, so y'all can see. I'm sorry. But
these right here are the white beans.
let me get over here. I don't want to put the sun into the camera.
And like here, you have to come down in here to see them. But these are a white bean that you can shell. And they're growing. They're growing a little bit. They're not growing a whole lot. Not as fabulous as I thought maybe they would. But
these seed, the gentleman that gave them to us, he had them in his freezer for several years. So.
But they have some and they're blooming, so maybe
Yes.
we'll see.
If I can catch that rabbit out here, then we're gonna stop the eating of our plants. So guys, that's the front garden. Sorry, I said I wasn't gonna put you into the sun. That's our front garden, kind of the update where we are on it. And we're gonna go to the back garden and take a look at it right quick. Okay guys, we're down at the back garden, and this is where we had dug our potatoes from. And when we went through the pantry, there was a sweet potato that had started running, and Laura said just throw it away. So Matthew wanted to see if it would grow something. So he just brought it down here and stuck the entire sweet potato down in the ground. And this is that plant. It probably don't have time to actually produce anything, but we were going to throw it away anyway. So Matthew just wanted to see if it would do something. So it has sprouted completely out and is starting to run, and we're just going to let it go and see what it does. And Laura is running through our green beans. Remind me, Laura, what we planted.
We have Blue Lake bush beans, and we have top crop. That was all that Co-op had left by the third time we planted these.
So we had tremendous trouble in the beginning getting our green beans to germinate. And we planted these 3 times. And so we have a mixture here.
Yes.
And next year I will definitely get more of this woven ground cover and put between my rows.
Yes. Absolutely.
We healed these up, put the fabric down, got it stapled down, and it's doing great to keep the weeds out of the green beans. However, the in-between plants, Matthew is falling behind on his weed eating. So if we've not ever told y'all before, we have a lawn care business where it's just something on the side. It's not our primary, but I've done it for 20 years or so, and I have the same folks that want me to mow their yard for them, which gives us some spending money. Well, not really spending money. It takes care of our rental property. that's not rented out, because a whole nother story. But our green beans are really doing well. Laura's going through and picking them.
Yeah, we picked last week and we got 4 quarts worth out of these.
And then we're going to come over here and we have 2 different types of watermelons.
Blacktail and Sugar Baby.
Blacktail and Sugar Baby. These are the blacktails, and Matthew picked one the other day and they're not ready yet.
Well, Matthew thought that, because I was telling him...
He thought that the vines were dying back, and he misunderstood. And you can see the vine on the neck here is still green, so they're not ready yet.
But he saw that the vine was dying, and
Then the whole vine is kind of yellowed back, so he thought that they were dead.
One of them was
So
almost right, because I opened it and I ate some of it, and it wasn't bad at all. So, I mean, they're definitely getting close.
So that is our watermelons, and that side is the, what'd you call them? The Sugar Babies. And you can see there's a lot of them on there. There's a bumblebee in the squash. We still got blooms over there on the squash. You can see that bloom down in there. And we've got to pick the squash. These have gotten big.
Yeah, squash just always kind of gets out of hand.
It grows faster than we can
Get out here
eat it and put it up. So, and then we'll go back up here, and our zucchini are on the ends, and they're not putting on a whole lot right now. Thought that was a bug. We were gonna get him. They're not putting on a lot right now. They've kind of fizzled out. And then our okras over here to this side, and they are just loaded up faster than we can pick them.
Yeah.
They're big, and some of them are going to be too big that we can even do anything with. We've already harvested our 5 rows of corn, and we've got it put up the best that we are able to. It is, so our corn was the Providence corn, and it was super good. It will definitely be back next year. It's really crunchy and done really well. I liked how super sweet. I liked how the ends are really tight. The husk on it, it helped keep the worms and stuff out of it. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little squash plants down in there that are that one needs to be cut. Laura's gonna come along and clip it. But we're gonna definitely put down more ground cover to next year. It just little steps at a time. You know, we can't do everything all at once. We just don't have the money for it. So anyways, guys, that's our back garden and everything that we have for it. So I hope